What's going on, Callis? I see you. What's going on, John? Where you located at, Callis? Oh, okay. Y'all been having good weather lately. What's going on, Victor Vargas? What's going on? Well, I haven't heard from him yet. You know how it is. I just went out there to give a quote, and I was impressed by what they had going on out there, so I decided to do a little video on it. Tractor Supply is a good place to shop for a water tank. Tractor Supply. Get on the internet and search on the internet. Been watching my videos for a while. I appreciate that, William Smith. I appreciate it. Acid wheel cleaners. I like them. One thing about the acid wheel cleaners, you can use them on just about any type of tire. The only ones I've seen that you should, I know for a fact you shouldn't use it on these. Those custom rims, they look chrome, but I think they're like chrome plated. If you like any custom rims, you see all those 22s, 20s, big wheels and all that. If they not solid chrome through and through, if you spray that stuff on there, it will eat away the chrome. It'll start destroying it from the inside and from the wheelbarrow on out. It'll just destroy all that. Because most of those wheels that you see a lot of these guys put on their car, these big wheels, they're alloy that's covered in like a chrome plating, and so it's not solid chrome. And if you spray that acid on there, it will destroy that wheel. Them the only wheels I've ever seen them, destroy. Any other wheel, your normal alloy wheel that's on these most of these cars out here, it works great. I love acid cleaners because it cuts. When you start doing multiple cars, you're gonna start seeing how important products, chemicals are. Because you spray that stuff on, you just rinse and it's clean. Very seldom do you have to agitate. They have no clear coat. What's going on with Vision Service Care? Yeah, like I don't I don't know I don't know the breakdown of the wheel. It's kind of like if you do something and something, it's kind of like trial and error. You do something and something happen, not to do that anymore. I've seen somebody. I remember back. I've never made that mistake with that wheel clean with the acid wheel cleaner, but I remember back in the day, um, I was like heavy in the cars and putting those big wheels and everything. And a friend of mine, he always used acid, but he had he had older cars that had real chrome wheels, and he didn't know that there was a difference. And he sprayed it, and it destroyed his tires, man. It destroyed his wheel, and that's when I knew don't use that on don't use that on wheels. It's not that hard to set up a website, man. That stuff, if you go to Wix.com, it'll talk you right through it. It's not hard at all. No. About the I've never had them to complain about it. About the disc turning orange. If it's real noticeable, like real bad, I'll tell the customer like as soon as they hit their brakes, it's gone, and they're okay with it. Some people don't even notice it. Some will notice it, but just let them know as soon as they pull off and hit the brake one time, it's gonna come off. I remember when I first got the website. When I first did my website, well, actually, G Works actually started my website off. He actually got it started for me. I know the initial fee is anywhere from like I want to say 150 to about $200, and then I think to just keep it up, it's like $40 a year or something like that. 40, $50 a year, man. It's not expensive at all, man. You can create a store. Um, I mean, you can have it to where book appointments and everything. Some people actually, I know a few people who actually paid for a website, like paid 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 for a website, and then they just pay the person like every time they need them to make some changes or updates, they have to pay the person, like a real small fee of like 50, $60, and they'll go in there and change everything up for them. My tank is gravity fed. Yeah, my tank is gravity fed. What you do is, if you're doing gravity fed, what you do is you make sure that your tank has like a good flow. Like when and you want to have um, a wide enough hole. I want to say at least like what 2.5 inches. Well, not 2.5 inches. I think it's more than that. But you want to have a big enough hole, and you want your hose to be big enough. You want your hose to be big enough, and when you're connecting the hose from the tank to the pressure washer, you want to have it running. Turn it on and hook it up as it's running at the same time. Screw it on, and you should be good to go. As long as you got good flow, you should be good to go. If you get cheap hoses, um, if you buy cheap stuff and cheap hoses, you're gonna see the difference. Sometimes those hoses will be so weak that the pump from the pressure washer will be pulling the water so hard that it'll make the hose close. So you don't want to buy any cheap hoses. You want to get a nice strong hose. You want the hose to be as short as possible. The longer the hose, the less you're going to be lessening your water flow. So if you have like a if you have everything mounted on the back of your truck or in the van, you want that hose as short as you can get it. Uh, I've seen people run hoses this long, just enough from the hose to the pressure washer. They got the pressure washer like right up against the tank. So that's what you want. If you trust me, if you do gravity fed and you screw the hose onto the pressure washer, and then you turn the water on and you crank the pressure washer up, you won't get any water to come out. But anyway, my thing is, how many of you guys out there are doing headlight restorations? Right. That's good. You guys, you want the thing. What I've learned about the headlight restorations is that you have people, you have people that'll actually pay for those headlight restorations that won't even pay you for a detail or a car wash. And here at the dealerships, a headlight restoration is going for $100. You go to most of these dealerships around here, they offer it for like $100. Takes 20 minutes if you know what you're doing. Go ahead and start practicing. If you got cloudy headlights, go out there and try to clear your own headlights. Go to the junkyard, buy you some headlights. And make sure the worse they are, the better. And see if you can clear them. Try all types of stuff and see if you can get those headlights cleared. And practice. And over time, you're going to. It's not going to take you long once you understand the process. It's very similar, like I said on the last live. It's very similar to paint correction. It's very similar to just like compounding. Compounding removes small layers of clear coat and imperfections and everything that's in the paint. The same thing with headlight restoration. When you even when people are wet sanding paint, it's the same thing. Same thing with headlight restoration. When they wet sand paint, you taking off little micro milliliters of um, of clear coat, and you're trying to get to a fresh clear coat. Once you get to a fresh clear coat and it's smooth, a fresh layer of clear coat, then you want to polish it back to get the color back, and then polish it back to a shine, and put some wax on it or some sealant or ceramic coat or whatever you want to do to protect the light so it won't do it again. Oh, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm glad that you like my videos. Oh, I appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. I'm glad you guys are liking my videos. Yeah, what would be more lucrative? Operating your own? Yeah. Well, actually, what you would want is you would want to have employees to run your detailing business, but you're going to find out very quickly that it's hard to find good help. And if you take pride in your work, how do you know the person you're going to hire is going to take pride in their work? And that's the thing, you know. And that's why my thing is I don't want to, like, I wish I can get some help. I wish I can have an employee that's an employee that's dependable and wants to work and work like I work. And that's very hard to find. Ain't too many people that's gonna be out there in the hot sun or in cold weather doing what we doing. Uh, if you try to get in the older person, like close to my age, I'm 40, 41. If I get another 41-year-old guy or 35-year-old guy, you know, most of them are going to want to make what you making. Most of them want your business. It's very hard to try to find. And then if you get a kid, let's say, or a young adult, 16 to 21, 22, 23 years old, their mindset is on totally different things. Like they're, a lot, and I'm speaking in just in general. Most of them don't want to do that. A lot of them don't think it's cool. It's hot. They're sweating. It's hard work. You know, they don't want to do it. So you're gonna have a hard time. It ain't nothing easy. But me, I'd rather not even deal with that. I'd rather not even deal with that. I like what I'm doing. Doing it solo, and I like doing it solo the way I'm doing it now, and it works out fine for me. I charge enough. I don't have to pay anybody. But trust me, if I find somebody that's they're worth it, yeah, I'll definitely hire someone if But this day and time, man, people don't like that type of work, man. They don't want to get out here and work like that. Every now and again, I got a friend of mine. She has a son. I think he should be about 17. He's probably 18 now. But I remember at the time, I think he was like 15 or 16. And he would come out and work with me, and he was not into it. Like when I get a young worker, the first thing I do is put him on the vacuum cleaner. I put him on the vac, and I just watch how you vacuum, and that'll let me know how you're gonna be. I watch how you vacuum. If you're not getting up under the seat, if you're not moving the seats back and forth, if you just deliberately missing areas and stuff like that, I already know what type of. I just already know what type of person they'll be, and they can see that. Like they'll vacuum it, and I'm like, "You done? You got it all clean?" They be like, "Yeah, it's clean." And I'm looking at it, and they're looking at it, and I'm just seeing spots that they miss, and they see the spots that they miss. That's how I already know. And then I'll be like, "Yo, you missed that. You missed that. I know you see it." And then once you start getting on them like that, they don't like that, and they don't, they won't come back, or, they just gonna. It's just I ain't had a good experience. And then even when I get people that's 25, 30, 25 to 35, same thing, And then if you pay them on a Friday, oh man, you made a big mistake because they're not showing up on the weekend. They're gonna have some type of excuse. So I mean, everybody's just not built for it. Well, I hadn't heard anything back yet, but what the about the electric company, I haven't heard anything back yet. But what it is that I do quotes like that all the time, and they usually call you like a month after, a few months after you go out there and do the quote, because what they're doing is they're calling several people out there, and they're probably trying different people, and that's what they do. They'll try these guys, and if they don't like them, they'll just keep going down the list. Um, I did some I ended up getting, like last year, I ended up getting some trucks, the interiors of some 2018, yeah, the end of 2018. I got some big rig trucks, the semi trucks. I was doing the interiors of them, and that's the same thing they did. They called me up one day. I went out there, looked at the trucks, gave them a price. Like maybe like a month later, they called me, and I ended up doing like maybe 4 or 5 trucks. Then they called me again. They called me like 3 times total. Then I haven't heard from them again. But it was a smaller company than that one. But that's how it goes, you know. But when he was showing me around, I was like, wow. I said, man, I got to get this on camera, you know, and show it to you guys. But you know, those type of things, I give the quote and then I forget about them. I'm not sitting, you know, guys. I'm not sitting on my hands like, you know, waiting on them to call me. I appreciate that, Troy Lynch. Yeah, sport is man. Sport is that. That's my guy right there. Started detailing school. Yeah, but here's the thing, man. Man, what I realized in detailing, a lot of people when they hit hard times or when they lose their job or they're tired of their job or you know they're just having a bad time at the job they're currently at, they start going to YouTube searching the ways to make money, you know, searching lawn care, searching detailing. So a lot of people that's coming into the game, they don't have no money. You know, they if they do have some money, it's a little bit, it's limited. It's not like they have a lot of money. And this is not an industry that rich people start. This is the industry that people that want to be rich start. So, you know, if you start a school, you know, my opinion, you know, nobody wants to pay for anything. You know, you got guys that are buying polishers and chemicals and spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on that stuff, but they won't spend no money on education. They won't spend no money on advertising. I mean, I see it every day. I see it all the time. People ask me questions, and when I give them an answer, they don't follow through because that's not the answer they want. That's not the answer they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I mean, the thing about it, man, you know, if you're not in their town, they gotta fly to you or drive to you and go and take the class. That's a flight or gas or rent a car, a hotel. Man, you can't get these folks to. Some of these guys won't even go on Facebook. They'll go like they have a business page. What they'll do is they'll put up a post and then they'll ask you, do you want to boost it? They'll click boost and they'll go through all the steps. And then once they see it asks for the credit card, they back out, exit out, and they won't do it. I know people who will spend $300, $400 on a polisher, but won't spend $10 to advertise to get customers so they can use that polisher. You know, right? Oh yeah. Well, I've never had to deal with a company that's tax exempt or none of that. So that's a question. I am not an accountant. That's something that you're gonna have to ask a tax person. I've never had that issue yet. The school can also be an internship. Well, man, you know, I just don't see it. But if that's a dream that you want to start, man, that's that. I mean, log in ticket. Don't wear. I can't take it. They want. Right. Yeah, man. But that's just my opinion. Please, if that's something that you're interested in doing, that's your dream. Do not let me talk you out of it because that's just my opinion. Because this is what I experienced. Right. That boost on Facebook does work. You know, it don't work all the time. But see, people, if they spend $10, they want to make $500. You know, but they'll spend $300 and don't care if they don't make no money. They just happy they got a policy to show everybody, look, I got me a Rupes, which is which. I mean, you're not gonna even get to use the Rupes. I know people who buy a whole bunch of chemicals and guys just sitting there and don't even use them. What's going on, King Deluxe? What up, Antonio? I see you. Man, listen. I don't know how long you've been following me, Street Strong. I don't know how long you've been following me, but I've been doing this. I've been doing this since 2012. I've been making YouTube videos since 2015. So around June, July, August of 2015, I uploaded like my first detail video. I uploaded my first detail video. And I have, if you go down the list of my videos, I have cars up on cars. I got lawn care too, but I got cars up on cars, up on cars, up on cars. I mean, of me just doing cars up on cars, up on cars. Now, if I'm a person that's watching, if I'm that person that's watching my videos or watching my channel, it's gonna come some point that it's gonna come across my mind like, man, this guy is getting a lot of cars, so he must know what he's doing. Oh, I appreciate that, Street Strong. I appreciate that. It must be a lot of guys. You know, I'll be thinking to myself, this guy must know what he's doing because he's doing all these videos, and how's he getting all these cars? Now, don't get me wrong. You could go through my videos and you will see the same cars on there a few times, but a lot of times it's different cars. So if it's just like if you watch Sporty's videos, man. If you watch Sporty's videos, the same thing. You seeing different cars all the time, different cars. This ain't somebody that's just sitting in front of their garage. Every time some of these guys are good details. They know what they're doing. But when I watch their videos, after a period of time, I know that they're not doing it every day. They're not in the game, like they're not doing it like I'm doing it or like Sporty's doing it. They're not doing it. They're not. I watch a lot of these guys and they're good at what they do and they know what they're talking about. And they know a lot, they know a lot more than me sometimes. But when I watch them, it's the same background, it's the same car. They're doing a panel, they're showing you, oh, look at this new product or look at this and this. They're not detailing every day. So, oh, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. They're not detailing every day. So, what's that? Brian Galvin, I see you, man. I appreciate that. But they're not doing it every day. You see what I'm saying? And me, I'm showing y'all like I'm not, I try to do some nice editing. I try to do some real nice editing and everything. And I always show y'all the best parts. Man, sometimes in these videos I knock stuff down, I fall, I drop wash mitts, I had to go get another one. All types of stuff be happening. I edit all that out and show all the good stuff. But I've been doing this for a while. Like some of this stuff that I'm telling you guys, I know what I'm talking about. The stuff that I'm telling you guys, I know what I'm talking about because I'm giving you from my experience. Now I'm not gonna tell you that I'm the best, and I'm not gonna say that I know everything because I don't. But what I've learned, I know it well. When I do a video on it, I know it well, or I have a good understanding on it. I have a good understanding on it. So so sometimes I just be like, wow, why these guys not listening? Something like, and I got videos. Like if you do your research, I got videos where I talk about everything, where I tell everything, and people still ask me the same questions. Now, have they seen the video or not? The previous videos when I explain everything, I'm not sure. Probably not. What I've noticed is that they will not pay. Like, okay, just like this. Like I'll say, they'll ask, how do you get customers? And then I'm gonna give you the short version because there's no way I can sit up on it, even on this live, and just break it down how to get more customers. So I'm gonna give you the basic speech. Advertise, be seen, advertise, be seen, um, business cards, follow-ups. You know, there's so many ways you can get customers. But if you want to go into detail, I'll say, okay, you got to pay. Now, I'm not on here to get to mentor anybody. I'm not here to tell you how to run your business or give you any advice. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just giving you my experience as it happening to me. But if you ask me a question and I know, and if I want, and if you know you need my help, the only way that I can really help you is that we're gonna have to do a one-on-one. And you know, I gotta get paid for my time. But here's the thing. I say $25 for 30 minutes. And I'll break it down how you can get more customers and clients. I'll break it down for you. I'm talking about, I'll say, listen, here's my email address. Email me the questions. Give me your state, your city, your zip code, and tell me what you want. And then I'll do the research and then we'll talk on the phone. And I can give you all that information in 30 minutes. And it ain't gonna be but 25 bucks, you know, or an hour for 50 bucks. You see what I'm saying? So, but people don't want to do that. You know, I'll have people come in my DMs, Instagram and Facebook, ask me a ton of questions. And you know, I'm giving them the short version, I'll be like, listen, if you want to go deep into this, I can really help you with this. Okay, I'll get back with you on it. They'll never get back. Now, I'm not waiting on you to get back with me. I don't care. But I'm just saying, I noticed that people don't want to spend, like, it's crazy. Like, they don't want to spend a few dollars, like I was saying earlier, to advertise. You're buying a van, so nervous. But they don't want to buy, they don't want to spend that little money that's going to give them the knowledge for them to make thousands of dollars. Like, and this stuff worked for me. And I did this stuff because, like, when I first started, I would try anything. I would try anything. And over a period of time, I just started noticing little things that work. I got so many, you know, cool little tricks that can get you customers. But that's not something I can sit up here and break down because it'll take me forever. Let me see. Man, I appreciate all the donations. I see you, Street Strong, Brian Galvin, Troy Lynch, Mickey Tesnier. Did I say that right? Tesnier or Tesney? Appreciate you. Tesnier. Shane Harrison, I'm buying a van tomorrow. So nervous. Yeah, that's understandable, man. Well, why are you so nervous about buying a van? Abel, what up? Quality work. Your work speaks for itself. You get clients through referrals. It's working for you. Many videos shows your process and point of view in the biz. Yep. Been doing it out of my truck now. Got a full setup coming tomorrow. Why you so nervous? Yes, sir. Thanks for the shout out. Oh yeah, no doubt, man. Family. Well, you mean go live? Well, I can do it once a week. I wasn't planning on it, but I was gonna start dropping video. I want to drop videos every day, but I don't want to put myself out there like that. So I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna stick to two a week, but at some point I want to upload every day. But I'm trying to be a little more creative, and I'm trying to find a way where I can get footage and still do the work every day. You see what I'm saying? Because some days, man, you'll get so tired of just, you know, recording because I'm those jobs that everything that I record is real. Nothing is staged. It's not like I'm not doing a friend's car. I'm not doing my car. And I'm not doing a relative's car. I'm doing a customer's car. Like every single thing you see on YouTube is an actual client or customer of mine. So I'm at work while I'm doing this. And sometimes, man, I really do want to put that camera down and just not do it. But I have to force myself to do it, and it takes time. It makes the detail longer, and uh, and that's probably one of the reasons why I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do one every day, but I want to at some point. But I'm going to try to stick to two a week, and I think that's a good starting point. The lives, I may do it. I may start doing it because I used to do them all the time. I used to do multiple lives a week. Oh, I appreciate you, Street Strong, man. I'm glad you guys, man. Like when you guys like subscribe and comment on my channel, and you let me know that you watching by leaving a comment because I see my views and the thumbs up and everything, but when people comment, it lets me know that they're truly watching, man. I appreciate you guys for that. What up, Toronto in the house? I see you, HM Auto Detailing. Shane Harrison, you're going full time, so you're nervous because you're going full time, as you should be. Do you do paint correction at people's homes or in their garages or at your place? I do them at people's houses, but I rarely do paint correction. I rarely do paint correcting, but if I do it, I do it at their house. Uh, I try to do like a compound polish or one step polish. Like I'm not doing it on a shop level. Like I'm not out there with lights and spending hours and hours and hours. It's usually a one, two step polish or something like that, and I'm up out of there. Because a lot of these people are daily drivers. They may just have a scratch or something that's getting on their nerve, and I'll fix a few scratches and just polish it out to a nice little shine. Been part time for a year now. I see you, Shane, man. You're supposed to be nervous. It's okay. Like that nervousness, that fear, that being hungry, that's gonna make you do amazing things. Because it was when I really wanted to work is when I did my best. Like my back was against the wall and I was nervous, and that's when I did my best work. That's when I went out there and bust my ass. That's when you do your best. That's when you do your best, man. Are you saying do I give a percentage off of referrals, Larry Young? No, I don't. I may start doing that, but no, I don't. I just I don't give any percentages off if somebody give me a referral. And here's the crazy thing, man. People give me referrals, and then when I ask the customer who referred me, and they're like, oh, somebody off next door, and I don't know who it was, or somebody off Facebook, and they be like, what's the person's name? They don't know the person, and I don't know the person. So I be like, man, I've had that happen a few times. In one week, I had got two people from next door, and I was referred to them by somebody that they didn't know, and I couldn't recall who they was, so I don't know. But the thing is, I'm gonna tell you guys, when you if you got a Facebook business page, upload on that page weekly. If you can every day, but upload on that page weekly. Because what that does is that the people that's liked your page, people that follows that page, your friends and family, they gonna see that. And every time they see that, you're conditioning their brain to say, hey, uh, Mickey Teasner is a detailer. Every time Mickey puts something on Facebook, it's letting everybody know that this is what he does. This is what he does. When they see you, oh, that's the detail guy. That's the car wash guy. When people say that, don't be offended. That means you're a good advertiser. That means you're getting seen. That means people know what you're doing. When they call you the car wash guy, you be the guy call me the lawnmower guy. I didn't care because that's what I was. And I knew that that person, when they look at me, they think of that, and that's what I want them to do. So anytime I post something on there, I'll put up. Sometimes I'll put a little money behind it, or sometimes I'll just put it out there and won't put no money behind it. But I'll put $20, $30 behind it, let it run for 3 weeks, and people will see it. And over time, people will see it. So this is what happened. That's when you get that referral, and you don't know who gave it to you. You don't know who referred you. You won't know because you're putting that information out there. Steamers, man, go ahead and get that steamer and get to work, man. That's steamers ain't nothing to be nervous about a steamer, man. Trust me. When you get one and you use it, just go ahead and use it, man. When you get one and you use it, yeah, you're going to be like, wow, I should have been using this. Wait till you get that car that got candy and gum all in the cup holders in the back seats when the kids left crayons and candy back there. You're gonna be glad you used that steamer. How long to earn 6 figures? That's up to you, John. That is up to you. Depends on how hard you work, and that's why I'm telling you guys, like the headlight restorations, upsell, upsell, upsell. Every time somebody calls you out for a car wash, when you go out there, look at the headlights. If they're cloudy, tell them, hey, you ever thought about getting those headlights cleared? Real quick. Yo, what's the year of that car? Oh, 2000, 2013 Cadillac Escalade. Go ahead real quick. 2013 Escalade headlights. Yo, these headlights are $500 a piece. But I can clear those headlights right now for $100. So you pull it up to do a $50 wash. Now that $50 wash is turned into not on the Escalade. The Escalade should be at least $100. Should be almost $100 for a wash. A regular wash on the Escalade inside and out. But well, for me it is. But you can turn that into a $200 job. Or she's gonna say, well, we can do that next time. Okay, cool. When you see those baby seats in those cars, and those baby seats got gum and candy and they all dirty and everything from the kids spilling stuff all over it, yo, for an extra $10, I can clean those headlights. And if you think like that, you'll be surprised how quickly you'll get to your goal, whether it's 6 figures or high 5 figures or whatever you're attempting to make. I see you, Enrique. What's going on, man? I started last October part time. Did a few cars already. Great. That's great. Got mine last week. Used it Sunday. What you used the steamer? Was that the first time you used this steamer, Shane? Yeah, man. Use that steamer, man. Trust me. Go ahead and got a Stanley 130. My wife's leather seats and engine. Yeah, man. Go ahead and break that thing open, man. Use it. Even if you're just doing a car that's not that bad, like use it. You'll see how that steam, that heat from that steam, how it just dissolve grease and sticky stuff and everything. I don't use it on every detail. Uh, and guys, save your equipment if you don't need to use it. I know some people use steam every detail. Like I don't. Like when I open the doors, I inspect the vehicle first. If I see like, okay, whoa, I'm gonna need my steamer. Like if it's a lot of, how sometimes those seats be real dirty and real dingy, then you can go ahead and soak it down with some APC or some like orange oil or anything and spray it down, and then you can come with your steamer and that heat mixed with that APC or whatever you like to use, degrees or whatever, man, it's gonna. it's gonna limit that elbow grease. You're not gonna have to wipe and scrub so hard. I mean, that stuff will just come right off because that heat. And then plus, that heat, that steam sanitizes at the same time. I see you, George. What's going on? I don't have a favorite brand. Um, I've been using a lot of Harbor Freight lately. I haven't really gotten to the brands yet, but I'll start looking into some. What G Works was telling me about one. It was called Lake Country or Mountain, something like that. Lake Country. I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about. But man, to be honest, man, I've been using like wool pads. I've been using stuff from Harbor Freight. But I know there are better pads out there, so I'm starting getting into that in the near future. How many videos can you do in one day? It depends on what I'm doing to them. The most I've done in my the most vehicles I've done in one day was at the group wash, and it was just some wipe downs, vacuum, little minor detailing here and there on those vehicles. But I've done like 10 to 11 in one day. But that's not me driving from location to location. This was at one location. Right. When you start using steamers and all that, on your generators that have that little 30 amp plug, and and I've been told that it's a good idea to start making use of that plug because those things are those things pull a lot of wattage and volts. It pulls a lot. It takes a lot to run those things. Even in your house, if you plug up a steamer and your vacuum cleaner, it's going to trip. It's going to reset your plug, or it's going to trip a circuit a triple breaker every time. Every time, it never fails. And air compressors too. So when you start running that stuff, you want to get more wattage on your generator. Most definitely. KVA Mobile Auto Spa. I see you, man. A standard wash takes me probably, and it depends on how dirty the vehicle is, the size of the vehicle. Like, there's so many things that come into play. But I say anywhere from the quickest I've done one is 45 minutes. The longest it takes me to do a basic wash is 2 hours. And that was probably like a van or like a Honda Odyssey or a Toyota Sienna or like a Suburban because it's more to clean vehicle. It's more to clean. It makes interior breeze. I'm telling you, game changes for the interior. If you don't have them, steamer, air compressor, drill brush. You don't need nothing else. With that vac, steamer, and a drill brush, that's all you need. And the air compressor, the air, that's all you need. You could do wonders with the. You could do wonders. I mean, you could do full details. You could use steam to clean the carpets, the seats, everything. It'll take you a little longer than extractor is gonna be a whole lot faster, but you can get it done with that. Like I've been rocking out with that combination for a while now. Just like KVA, steamer makes the interior breeze. You did the gravity feed clean for 4 car. Okay, I appreciate that. Lake Country, that's the name of them. Our so killer pads can't go wrong with them. Right. Shane Harrison, 1011. What? You a cop? So a lot of using a lot of 10 codes, 10 4, 10 11. Brookshire, Texas. I see it. Been checking out my channel for a few years. Keep doing the awesome work, man. I appreciate you, man. We talking about the big tank I got. Better be doing the whole town. Y'all talking about my tank? Oh yeah, my I just have Facebook. Facebook is going to be A&A Professional Services. Instagram is AA Professional Services. AA Professional Services. Chemical pads, our chemical guy pads, all the words. Yeah, extract is it wasn't like I was getting by with it. I was getting by without an extractor for a long time, and then you're gonna come across a vehicle, and you're gonna look at it, and you're gonna know immediately. I mean, you can do it with a steamer, but you're gonna know immediately. Like, you know what? I need to give me an extractor. I haven't changed it yet, but I already have the compressor. I bought the compressor like what last year. Um, yeah, because what I want to do is I just want to go down and everything because it pulls less current, less ampage and wattage or whatever. So I want to basically just downsize everything because I've used other people's air compressors that was like similar to the one I just bought and the smaller vacuum cleaner. I've used them and they work the same. So I'm like, wow, I got all this big stuff. Let me downsize. Plus, it'll make up more room. If I have to buy a generator with with more wattage, I will. But I haven't changed anything yet. But it'll be coming soon. Have a mighty light hot water extractor works good on carpets and seats. If you're doing paint corrections with the machine on a high speed, they look super easy enough. Total detail, and I see cars I've done in one day. Well, it wasn't when I did those cars at the group wash. They were a mixture of cars. They were a mixture of SUVs and cars, and I did about 11 of them in one day. I'm not sure how many cars I could do in one day, but if I had to guess, I'll say 10. I'll say at least 10. Depends on when I start. Well, I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, I probably could do more than that. I could probably do 15. The only reason why I stop because it gets dark. Because while I'm working, like I feel good. It ain't till when I get home and go to sleep and I wake up the next morning. I might can't start early that next morning. I might have to instead of starting at 7, I'll start like at 10, something like that. But I can go. You know, uh, but I can probably do a lot. If most people don't want you working outside at night or be out there late. When it's dark outside. But get you some lights, put you some lights out there, and get you a headlamp, and get to work. I can work all day. Oh, okay. That's what you were saying. 10, 11. Okay, I got it. I got it. I got it. That's what you said. 10, 10. Okay, I got you. Lake Country of garage pans are super durable. Yeah, I've gotten that. See, but what I do is when they order that, when they order that, when they order this is the question. You ever have a client that bought just a wipe down and the car is filthy, knowing they need a deep clean? They think a wipe down will make it come clean. Yeah, I have that, and what I do is see over time you're gonna know how to talk to your customers because you're gonna deal with so many different types of people, and just by the way they talk and the way they answer questions and ask questions, you're gonna know what type of person they are or what they're trying to do. So once I get those signs, I know what to say. Just like if somebody if somebody if somebody asks me how much I charge, I'll tell them how much I charge. And what I do is I'll tell them from the highest price to the lowest price. I always start from the highest to the lowest, not from the lowest to the highest. And what I do is I tell them these last two packages I told you, they're not recommended for heavily soiled vehicles. It's not going to remove any stains. It's not going to remove any scratches. It's not going to do none of that. These are maintenance packages. And you have to be real careful what you name your packages. Be careful how you name your packages. You want the package to fit what you're doing. You want the name to kind of fit what you're doing. Um, and so, like if I tell them maintenance, this is a maintenance detail. This is a standard detail. Then that lets them know, those words lets them know that it's not going to be a whole lot getting done. A maintenance, you'll know what a maintenance is. Maintenance is always just keeping what you have up. That's all a maintenance is. Standard is like the standard is always the minimum. Standard is always the minimum. You see what I'm saying? So they know they're not getting much. When you say stuff like full detail, uh, ultimate full detail, stuff like that, then they know, you know, makes sense to them. And what I do is I'll tell them right off the bat, like if I see the vehicle and they ordered that, I'm saying, ma'am, you're gonna have to go with this package because if I do that, you're not gonna be happy with it because this package is not made for this vehicle in this condition. And you tell them that. And if they don't want to do it, and if they're okay with it looking like that, then if you want to make the money, go ahead and do it. The 45 for an interior and exterior is too low. What y'all think? For what? What are you doing? 45 for the interior and exterior. Enrique, what are you providing for that price? That's the question you should be asking yourself. Is there any particular product that like you use on interior details? Man, I'm not a big product guy. I'm not really a big product guy. Um, it's a lot of things out there. It's a lot of companies out there. Most of that stuff works pretty good. Like I don't have a favorite. Um, I just always use what works. I mean, I use a lot of Meguiar's. They have the Meguiar's. It cleans and protects. Then you got the interior dressing that makes it shine and everything. I use APCs. Man, I even use all-purpose cleaner, multi-purpose cleaner from Dollar General. I've used that. I've used degreasers. Uh, I just make sure I dilute. I use Awesome. I just make sure I dilute. Awesome. If you don't know what you're doing, don't use Awesome because Awesome will destroy leather seats if you don't know what you're doing. I heavily dilute it, and when I spray it, I don't let it sit that long. I let it sit for maybe 15 seconds, and I'm wiping. This spread of the power usage. What's good quiet equipment? Honda. I guess Honda's good quiet equipment, but I don't care about quiet. Is spreading the power usage across the different breakers not help? Nope. Don't help. I've done that from day one. That don't help. 45 is low. Depends on what you're doing for 45. Because in some places, don't in some places, depending on what part of the country you're in, $45 for a. You see, when you say detail, like what are you doing with that vehicle? What are you doing? Because those prices, it depends on where you are. Because some places the income is lower than some places. At least 80. If you do 15, your body be sore. Yeah, it'll be sore, but I've done it and got up and I've done like I've never done 15, but I've done like 11 and got up the next day and worked again. I was a little sore, but it wasn't nothing that I wasn't used to. Just like when I went down and worked with Sporties, we did like 30 cars. It was four of us. We did like 30 cars, but they was outside washes only. And then the next day we did four full details, and then the day after that we did two full details and a RV. I mean, either what I'm saying some people just not built for it, but I mean you're gonna be sore. I mean you just think about all those basketball players, all the greats, like all the basketball players that you guys love. Man, them guys play with broken fingers. When you see them fingers taped up and all that, man, them guys be playing with sprained ankles, broken fingers, back spat, everything, man. So I mean, like, that I've done it. Now don't get me wrong, I have had days where I was slow getting up out of bed, but I got up the next morning and still put in work. I need to get a truck, a van or a truck. I have stuff all in my Mustang. Man, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You out there getting it. Some people sit up there waiting on a wrap van. They waiting on a perfect high roof wrap van with all the bells and whistles. I mean, at least you out there getting it done with what you got, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. How much do I charge for a regular wash and a vacuum? $60 for a car, for a sedan. $60 just for a wash and a vacuum. See, the thing about it is when y'all use the word detail, I always ask people what do they mean. When people ask me, "Can you come detail my vehicle?" What do you mean when you say detail? Most people use those words interchangeably. When the guy asked earlier, "Is $45 too low for interior and exterior detail?" What do you mean? Niagara Falls, okay, Big Young, and I had a van that I had to load and unload because it broke on me a couple times. I bought a 60, no more loading and unloading. Man, whatever works for you. Purple Power degreaser works good. Works good. Super clean. I like super clean better, but Purple Power works great. But I love super clean better. Actually, I couldn't get a bottle of super clean the other day, so I'm using Purple Power right now. It works pretty much the same. Interior and exterior wipe, vacuum wipe down, wash. I'm in Spring, Texas. Well, I don't know the demographic in Spring, Texas, but for that package, I charge. It starts at $65 for a sedan. I charge $65 for that. But I'm in Mississippi. You see, so if you look up Mississippi, Mississippi is the lowest. The state has the lowest income median, the lowest in all the 50 states. Mississippi is the lowest. So my price is not going to be the same prices as people in California. You can't walk up to somebody and say, "Yo," they say, "How much you charge?" I just want the insides wiped down, vacuum, and a wash, and you tell them $100. You might have a few people that got that type of money that'll do it, but you're not gonna get consistent work. You know, you're gonna have to sell something else. And that's why when I look in the car, I see the car seats. I tack on $10. Some people have two car seats. Now that why and it doesn't and you get that steamer, a rag, and your air gun and go to work. And them seats come out wonderful. $10. A lot of these people got two of them back there. That's $20 added on. It's gonna take you what 10 minutes or less to clean those baby seats. I take them out the vehicle, turn them upside down, shake them, blow them, get all them goldfish and candy out of there, and I'm done. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking over here because the phone, the thing is so small. I'm on Facebook on my computer so I can see y'all comments. Right. Right. If it's only a wipe down, it's okay. If you had to remove stains, shampoo, seats, and carpet, see, that's what I mean. When y'all use the word detail, because I know people use it synonymously with car wash. So that's why I always ask, what are you talking about? But yeah, see now, see, a wipe down is my maintenance package. That's a maintenance package. And Angel is absolutely right on that one. Exactly. You definitely got to eat right and be in shape. You definitely got to, cause trust me, if you're not eating right, you start sweating all that grease. Trust me, eating all them hamburgers every day and fries and not eating good, not drinking enough water. There's a lot of people don't drink enough water, and that's what kills them. They start realizing what real thirst is, not just your mouth being dry, but real thirst. And then if you give them water, they'll kill it. Been there, done that, work in pain. Patrick Tuggles, what's going on? Family Detail Enterprise. How can we join a new wave? Well, it's Randy Cotton Gang has a Facebook group called a New Wave, but I'm actually gonna start my own New Wave group on Facebook. So I'll be letting you guys know that when I release my next video, and I'll be putting that out there soon. But Randy Cotton Gang has one on there, and that's where everybody is now. But I got some more things I want to do, so I'm gonna have to do another one. Yeah, man, George, there's nothing wrong with that. Like when you're starting out, you want to be comfortable. So, you want to get your feet wet, you want to get in the game. Start off with whatever's comfortable for you. Having just those two services is not a bad idea because with those two services, you're not going to get confused. You only have to remember two different packages, which is great for starting off, and you can easily sell those packages. It's simple, and then everything else is add-ons. That's simple, and people will understand that better. Um, there's nothing wrong with it. Whatever works for you, whatever that you can sell, that's what you need to do. And over time, you can add to it. You can make it better because what you're going to do is you're going to be doing many details, maintenance, many details, maintenance. Then you're going to start to see, man, I'm breezing through these. Let me take on another challenge. Let me do a full detail package, and let me start trying to do those. And when you do your first full detail, then you're going to be sitting there like it's going to take you a long time because you don't have a routine down yet. You know, you don't have a. Let me move this. I had to. Sorry about that, guys. I had my phone on the charger so I can actually look at you guys when I'm talking. But what you want to do is now what that does is you know it's gonna force you to step your game up. So over time, you're doing a full detail. You got to develop a system. Just like when you do many details, or even when I used to do my look just regular basic car, develop a system. Uh, Whether it's you start on the tires first, like me when I do a full, you're gonna start to realize like how to make it easier for you by doing it. So like let's say you do your first full detail, but all you used to do was mini details and maintenance details. Well, naturally, you're probably going to do the same thing you do when you do a maintenance detail. But what'll happen is, let's say a full detail includes the engine. So let's say you go ahead and you wash the vehicle. Then you say to yourself, "Oh, I got to do the engine," and then you pop the engine up and you start working, and then you mess up the exterior. So next time you're gonna say, "You know what? I'm gonna do the engine first." You see what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. You're gonna figure it out as you go. Uh, and my thing to you guys is, don't leave. I'm gonna say this on every video, on every live that I do. Don't look for me to give you all the answers. Don't look for any other detailer to give you all the answers. Now if you need help, that's fine. You stuck on something, that's fine. But if if you get out there and you do your own research and you get out there and you work, you'll be surprised how much you learn. And you're gonna have a way better understanding from being told, from the understanding that you'll get from somebody telling you how to do it. You understand what I'm saying? What's your thoughts on just keeping two sir? Oh, you already answered that. Price has a lot to do where you live. In my area, low income dealers are 65 for a full detail inside out, including wax. Whoo, that's super low. Yeah, that's low right there because a full detail, ooh, a full detail is gonna take you. Wow, a full detail is gonna probably take you at least minimum 3 hours, and that's work. That's moving fast. Good way to know how much to charge to check how much they charge when you live. Do quick research. Let me see. You're correct. Yeah. You were stationed in Gulfport. Where was you at? What base is down there? Hold on. Is it No, is it Keesler? Is it Keesler Air Force Base? You were stationed at? I think that's Keesler, right? Yeah. Yeah, my own new way because yeah, I got some different ideas. that I want to do with the new wave. Bro, what you do when you got to pee in the field in the middle of the detail? No comment. But I'm just gonna say I understand where you coming from. CB's Navy base. Oh yeah, it is a Navy base out there. RT 704 Beezy. I see you, man. I appreciate it, man. What RT 704? What you got a Dodge? Is that's where the RT come from? The RT come from? I peed in the gallon jug. All right, don't start, Patrick, man. Eh, Don't start with that. I see you, man. Yo, those Dodges, man, do they require a lot of maintenance? Are you always having to take that thing to the shop? I'm just gonna go find a spot and go. Appreciate the feedback. That's how I've been running for a while now. Keep it simple for me, simple for the customers and clients. I get new people. But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. You know, another thing, guys, I don't want you guys to get complacent. Like, always change up. Even when things are going good, change up. Change up because when you change up, when you do different things, it's going to bring you different opportunities and better opportunities. He said my son should do a shout out for y'all. No, not really. It's a weekend car. Okay. Yeah, for the money, them Dodges, man. Like, if you want a lot of power for a affordable price, man, them Hellcats, them RTs, them SRTs, man, them things is fast, man. I'm seeing a lot of guys with these things, man. I'm like, wow, but I always keep hearing about them Dodges are not made right. Like, they get the maintenance. Like, it's a guy down the street. He has a nice one. It's real nice. But I mean, his seemed to be pretty good though. I don't know if he had any problems out of it, but I've been really looking at them. I like the way they sound. I'm starting to like them Dodges. I really am. DJ Magic, I see you. They are fast, no doubt. Did I get the contract with the electric company? I haven't heard back from them yet. God damn, Trackhawk 705 for 75,000. Yeah, for 75,000. But man, I'm talking about 707 horsepower. That's like supercar. That's supercar horsepower. Like, you supposed to be paying 250 and up. Like, that's some Lamborghini type horsepower for you know. The only on the cheaper car, well, it's not cheap. The only ones that's around that price range is like a Corvette, like a Stingray. Give me one. I won't regret it. Okay, I see you. I hear you. Yeah, I've heard things about them Dodgers, man. But I know a few people that got them, and I know a few people that got like Dodgers trucks, Chargers and Challengers, and there's only one person that had a lot of problems out of theirs. I know a guy that used to live. I mean, well, he lives in the neighborhood over. He had a. Did he have a Hellcat or was that a? He had 700 horsepower. I don't know if he had the Demon. I think he had the Demon. He had something crazy. It was crazy. It was loud, crazy. And he said, man, that thing kept giving him so many problems. So he in a tree in a ram. He in a Ram truck now. something with the radio. Been in the shop 3 weeks, something with the radio. Yeah, man, I be hearing stuff about it, man. But yo, Google is where it's at. Google for ads, advertising on Google is where it's at. I'm telling you guys, that's where it's at. That is where it's at, man. I'm telling you, you know, y'all get on there, y'all get on Google and watch your phone start ringing. Yeah, but that's the thing. Phone ring a lot with Google, but that would be, you say you want customers. You say you want customers. I'm telling you. How do I get customers and clients? How do I get customers and clients? I'm telling you guys how to do it. Can't complain once the phone start ringing. Guys, if you hadn't hit the like button, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Yeah, it costs. It costs to run ads on Google. Yes, I pay for ads on Google. I pay for ads on Google. And the thing is that, like, I remember last year sometime, I was telling you guys, you know, I follow some of you guys on Instagram and on Facebook. And when you run an ad, when you know, I see you guys, you know, you'll show work or you'll have before and after pictures and you will say, you know, you'll put your prices out there or you'll say, call me if you need a detail. But when I look, I see, you know, when I look and see, I see a few likes, a few views, and I don't see, you know, I don't, I'm like, I could tell that the only people that is liking your post is other detailers that you subscribe to, and I mean that you're not subscribed to, but that you're following. That's the only people that's seeing it and thumbsing it up for support. But that's not getting outside to anybody, and that's why you know, that's why I be just be looking like, wow, like these guys can be making a whole lot more money and getting a whole lot of exposure if they just put 15, 20 bucks. You know, I mean, y'all buying stuff by the gallons. Some of you guys are buying chemicals from Sporties, and I know y'all spending $40 and $50 for a gallon of this or half a gallon of that, and y'all buying it, hearing y'all spending money. So I'm like, man, you spending that? You know, some of you guys, I'm looking at y'all on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, and y'all got these polishers, these new machines, and all this stuff that I know how much they cost. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, but you gotta spend that money, man, on that advertising. Ain't nowhere around it because word of mouth is too slow. If you're waiting on word of mouth, it's too slow, man. I mean, trust me, you're gonna get a few here and there because of people talking. But if you ain't being seen, and if you ain't advertising, you ain't gonna be seen because you ain't gonna be working. I'm just gonna keep it real. Exactly, real get your return. I saw somebody. Yeah, ROI is real. Return on investment. Yes, that is real. All the beat you be putting into it. What you mean the water? It's running pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It's old. I'm thinking about getting something else. I mean, that truck is old, got a lot of miles on it, man. I'd be all over the place in that thing. But when I first got that water tank and all that, I didn't realize how much water weigh. So I've never used chemical guys products. No reason, just never have. But no comment. Yeah, no comments. Right. I see you, Patrick Chuggles. Have I been working out? Nah, I ain't been working out, man. For real, them 8 pounds, no joke, right? 1 gallon is weighs 8 pounds. So if you got a, so I got a 330 gallon tank. That's over 2,400 pounds. So that's why I never fill it all the way up. Like when I first got the tank, I didn't know that. I filled that tank all the way up maybe one time. The highest I fill it up now, maybe 125, 130, and it'll last me. It'll last me through my group washes. AMT detailing. I see. At my house. I fill up at my house every time I go, every time I detail, right at my house. He said, "Do I really clean wheels without scrubbing?" Man, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. My videos are edited, but they are real. The edited version that you see is real. When I don't filter my water. I appreciate that, Heathcliff. When I spray, I'm using acid or super clean or degrees or whatever, super clean degrees or acid. If you spray that stuff on there, let it sit for a few seconds, rinse it off, it'll come right off. A lot of people think that's magic or some type of. And at one point, I was afraid to use the acid because what I saw it do to my boy's wheels back in the day. I was afraid to use acid. You can use the degrees of, but trust me. But I heavily dilute mine, and it still cuts that brake dust off them wheels. Even diluted. I half it or more or sometimes less than that, and it still works. I had that acid for months before I used it, right? And when I used it, now I can't stop using it. I don't know if it's the same, but they work the same. I don't know the chemical makeup of Super Clean and Purple Power. I don't know the chemical makeup, so I can't tell you if it's the same or not. But it works the same because I've used Purple Power the same way I use Super Clean. It works similar. I like Super Clean better. I don't know why. I just like Super Clean better. Super Clean and Dawn soap for wheels and tires. 5-to-1 acid, and don't touch the wheels. Who said? Sporty, sporty acid is different. Looks stronger. Yeah, Sporty's acid. That yeah. Yeah, he put us on all that, man. Yeah, ask Patrick. He know. Patrick be making them big orders when he. Patrick be making them big orders when he hit Sporty up. All degrees are similar. I can believe that. Can you use purple power on fabric? Yep. Those bottles, when you buy Super Clean or Purple Power, look on the back. They have a ratio chart on the back. Read the ratio chart. It's on there for a reason. On the back of the Super Clean ratio, on the back, the ratio chart on the back, when it comes to tires and wheels, it tells you to use at full strength. It tells you to use on full strength, but I still dilute it just to stretch the product more, because a little goes a long way. Sporty uses full strength. No, he don't. Sporty don't use full strength. Sporty will be the first to tell you to dilute. Wheel brightener. I hear you or Sporty say wheel brightener. That's the acid. That's the acid, Shane. The wheel brightener is the acid. It's an acid-based wheel cleaner. Oh no, he don't use no straight acid. We don't do that. No. And then the thing about it is using, we don't we I don't use anything straight. The only thing I use straight is tire shine. I can't think of anything I use straight other than wax, polish, stuff like that. Everything I dilute it. What rims you can what rims you can use acid? Just about all of them, like all the stock rims that comes with all these cars, Mercedes, BMW, Ford, Chevy, Acura, Honda, all of them, Nissan, all of them. But like those custom rims, don't put acid on those because I don't know in a aluminum, uh, polished aluminum. Don't use acid on polished aluminum because of the dull amount, and you're gonna have to polish them back to get a shine. Don't use it on. Oh, I see Patrick Tucker's already saying it, but don't use it on polished aluminum. But if you but those chrome wheels you see all these guys got on these cars, big wheels and stuff like that. Don't use them because those are not solid chrome wheels. They're like alloy wheels with chrome over them. So chrome plated, should I say? Yeah, that acid. Like what I do is I spray each tire, and when I get to the last tire, the first tire I sprayed is ready to be rinsed. And you heard of Urable? No, never heard of that. But I'm gonna ask this question again. I know some of you got new guys. Some people just got on here with like the last 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Uh, are you guys doing any headlight restoration, or what other upsells are you guys offering? Because the upsell is where your money's at. Have you ever missed something? What do you mean? Was that question for me, Angel? What do you mean? Have I ever messed something up? Headlights all day, headlights all day versus detail. Man, you know what, man? One time, the first the first campaign I ran for headlight restoration, I ended up doing within 2 weeks. I think I ended up. Mick, you remember how many headlights I did? Yeah, I think like within like maybe a week and a half. It wasn't even 2 weeks. I did like 9 headlight restorations. Uh, yeah, somebody do the math real quick. Nine times, I was charging $60. Like 9 times 60, so that should be like $540 or something like that. I was charging like 60, but I raised the price to 75 now. 540. Messed something up on somebody's vehicle. Yeah, I have. I have scratch removal and spot removal. Yeah. Yo, scratch removal is just like headlight restoration. Same process. Uh, but I did like 9, and I'm talking about I went to this like I one of my clients like invited me to a we have like a business oriented page where they kind of talk about what's going on in the county that I live in, and they want you to this particular page group wants you to advertise your business like they they tell you to do it. They tell you if you have businesses, put your websites and all that stuff up there. And I had been on it for a while. So the first headlight restoration, well, it wasn't my first headlight restoration, but one day I did a headlight restoration on my truck. And then what happened was I was mowing one of my clients' yards, and she has a Mustang. I mean, not a Mustang. What I'm talking about? She has a Lexus, a white Lexus, and one of her headlights was like brand new. I have a video on it somewhere, but one of her headlights was brand new, and then the other headlight was cloudy. And I'm like, yo, what's up with your headlights? And she was like, well, that one had to be replaced, and that's the old one. And I told her, I know, I can fix that for you. And she was like, oh, you can? I'm like, yeah. So we scheduled it. Uh, I came to her house, and she was knocked out asleep. I knocked on her door. She didn't even come to the door. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna knock the headlight out anyway because I come through her yard every 2 weeks, and I knew I'll see her again. So I went on and knocked the headlight out. It took me literally that one headlight took me 10 minutes, and it was clear. Knocked on her door, and she came out and said, yo, I'm done with your headlight. She was like, what? And when she looked at it, she couldn't believe it. She didn't believe. She was like, what? I had to show her the video. So I took that video, edited, made a minute video out of it, and I put it on that Facebook group. And I will put it on that Facebook group every 2 days. I will keep putting it back up, keep putting it back up. And my phone was ringing. Hey, I saw your thing. You do headlight restoration. It just kept going. I put it on Instagram. I ended up getting 2 people off Instagram. I ran an ad for it. I put some money behind it. I got some people from there. I ended up running an ad and ended up getting a full detail out of it. I ended up getting a full detail with the headlight restoration. So it just, I got so many of them, man. I was just like, man. And so it made me start thinking like, man, all I want to do is headlight restoration because 20 minutes, $70, $75. Just imagine that's all you did all day was headlight restorations. I would stop detailing for that. If it just think about it, you can literally do 10 headlight restorations a day if it's only 20 minutes of headlight restoration. At $75, $750 a day. Come on, man, you do a couple of more. Like, man, you can make $1,000 a day with headlight restorations. But it's gonna be a lot of advertising, a lot of advertising. You gotta spend money on a lot of advertising. Knees and back gone. Yeah, so now you need to get you should get you a stool or a chair where you can sit down. Back, knees and back gone. I bet. Yep, that's true. That's true. Knee pads. Knee pads, man. Tell you, man. Like just when I did those 10 cars at the group wash, my hands was drawing up like this. It just drawing up. Like I couldn't even open them. They just drawed up and started cramping. So you know what I did? That's why now y'all see me using the hand pump spray, the hand pump spray. Everything is pump spray. If I can find a pump sprayer for everything, I'm putting in a pump sprayer. Yeah, get you a pump sprayer. Also ceramic coat. I've only done two ceramic coatings in the last 2 years, and they're the best. Both of those vehicles, when I go back to them, the other one I did 2 years ago. When I go back to them, and I put reloads on them like every 6 to 8 months. But when I go, and both of these, well, one of these cars is kept outside, one of them is garage kept. But every time I spray water on it, the water just runs off the car, beads up, falls off the car, rolls off the car, whatever you want to call it. I love ceramic coatings. I wish I could do more of them, get more experience. Army life broke me down. Yeah, a lot of people suffering from knees and back them rucksacks. I use a pump sprayer. 1 gallon is $10. Right. I be killed on headlight restoration. Yeah, but Angel, you asked me, have I ever messed up a car? Yes, I have. Um, Man, when I first started my first year, I did what's that little like a Pontiac? They got this Pontiac Soltis, and Saturn makes the same car. It's like that little small little convertible, two-seater. And no, I didn't have insurance. I just started, did not have insurance. And the lady, matter of fact, I opened up my A&A. No, matter of fact, it wasn't. It was the second year of my business. It was the second year. I opened up my A&A business account, and she opened my account. This lady, and she said, "Oh, you do cars?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She, how much you charge me to do my car? I go out there and do a car. And at the time, I was just starting, didn't know anything. This is 2013. Well, I'm not gonna say I didn't know anything, but it was, I'm new to business, the detailing business, and I was taking pictures of my. I wasn't even recording back then. I was just taking pictures of my work, and I had the big wide vacuum cleaner nozzle that come with the rigid vac, and man, I'm just going crazy. I'm vacuuming everything. I'm using the vacuum. I'm vacuuming by the gear shift and everything. And as I go by the gear shift, I vacuum, and the nozzle. I guess I must have rubbed it up on some concrete or something like that. Or when you dragging your when you're pulling your vacuum, and then your nozzle is rubbing the ground, and it kind of makes it sharp on certain edges or whatever. So I go across the gear shift. Now the grill shift had a chrome bezel around it, and I go across that thing and it puts a scratch on it. Now I remember going across it, but I don't remember seeing the scratch being made. I didn't see the scratch being made. So man, I do the car, knock it out. She didn't go out there and look at her car. I gave her the keys. I gave her the keys. I went on about my business. At the time, I had like a little part time job that I had when I was a police officer. So I went to that job. Man, as soon as I get situated at the job, my phone rings. And this lady is pissed. She was like, "You put a scratch on my car around my gear shift." She was just yelling everything. I'm like, "Man, I'm not going to purposely scratch your vehicle. I'm not going to purposely scratch your vehicle now." I said, "I don't think I did that." Me and her going back and forth. She said, "It wasn't there. You put it there." I said, "Well, ma'am, listen, this is what I need you to do for me." I said, "I need you to calm down. Call me in the morning when you're calm." So she called me the next morning, and she was calm, and she apologized, and we talked. And I told her, I said, after we got off the phone, I realized that I took pictures before and after. And I said, I looked in the picture, the scratch wasn't there in the before picture, and I just so happened to get the gear shift. The scratch wasn't there in the before picture, but the scratch was there in the after picture. So that means I did it. So I had to go buy that thing, and I want to say I had to, and I could just I thought I was all confident. Oh, I don't no problem. I'll buy another one. Blah blah blah, no problem. I didn't realize that the bezel was attached to the gear shift. The gear shift and had the gear shift has an electrical plug to it that plugs in to let the transmission know it's going in reverse and all that type of stuff. So so I'm like, dang, man, I think I had to pay like $500 for that thing. Luckily I had the money, luckily I had the money and I bought it, but I never made that mistake again. Yeah, we all make mistakes dealing with chemicals, but man, that's what I tell people to get out there. Yeah, I think it was like 500 if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 300. Maybe 300, but it was anywhere from 3 to 500. But the reason why I was so because it was the whole gear. It was the whole thing, like the shifter. Even with the bezel was attached to it that I scratched, and it had a electrical plug. And I was just like, whoa. I was just like, but I bought it and I got it on out the way, and I mean, she was happy. Yeah, insurance is worth it. But see, the thing about it is, oh no, she ain't never called me again. She ain't never called me again. Man, I've never used that top coat and F11 and all that. I've never used that stuff. Like I said, man, I'm not a big chemical guy, and I don't get caught up in all the hype. A lot of this stuff is hype, and I don't know what's real and what's hype. So I stick to what works. Yeah, we all make mistakes. I stick to what works, and unless somebody show me something that I trust that works better than what I'm using, then I'll give it a try. Right. Yeah, that's all it is. I did what I had to do. Like, and then the thing is that I didn't, she was kind of picky, and like I remember when I went back to look at the car again, and I got the VIN number off her car so I could get the right part, and she was kind of, not, some people just be kind of, I don't know how to explain it. Like some people, I don't want to use the word weird, but some people just have these certain ways about them that makes them not able to get along with like your regular everyday people. It was just something about her that I didn't notice at first until I went back to look at the car because I remember I was like rubbing the scratch to see if it was deep, to see if it was something that can be maybe buffed out or polished out or whatever. And every time I would rub it and leave like a smear, she'll wipe it off. And I would rub it to see it. She'll just keep wiping it off. And it's like right after I rub it, she'll wipe it off right after me. And I was like, wow, she's just like an obsessive, compulsive type personality. And even if she called me back, I wouldn't have done business with her. Like I'd be like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Because she'll always be looking for something wrong and she'll be always expecting me to replace stuff and I'm not doing that. So I just left her alone. Well, she didn't call me back anyway. So and I didn't want her to call me back. Yeah, she didn't like she wasn't acting like that at first. Um, she wasn't acting like that at first, but I remember I'm sitting in the car and I'm looking at the scratch because I'm trying to look at the thing to see if it's something that I can fix myself or something like that. And that's the reason why I just went and paid. I even paid the dealership to put it on. They didn't charge me a lot to put it. They didn't even charge me to put it on, and they gave me a deal on the thing. But they gave me a couple of dollars off of it. But and they didn't charge me to put it on. But that's why I went to the dealer and got it because I wanted to go to a respectable to a a respected, well known dealership that does this type of stuff every day. So if she's going to complain, she's not going to complain to me. She's going to complain to them. I wanted her out my hair. That's why I did it that way. Yeah. But all right, man, I've been on here too long. I wasn't trying to be on here too long, but man, the thing is guys, if you guys are not doing headlight restorations, do your research on these headlight restorations. It is quick, easy, money, it's fast, it's easy to do. Some people use compound and their DA polishers, compound, and then they follow up with polish. Yeah, you need, yeah. Um, Yeah, they usually use compound. Start off with compound. The compound is what's going to remove the oxidation off the headlight, and then follow up with polish. That's what's going to bring the shine back, the color back, the luster back into the headlight, and then they'll follow it with sometimes people put wax, spray wax, sealants, ceramic coatings, spray wax, ceramic, whatever. They'll do that to make it last longer. Me, I like to use sandpaper. Uh, if the headlight is bad, you can start with 400, 600, 800. You can do 600, 800, 1,000. You can do 1,000. I mean, you could do 800, 1,000. I've seen people just do 1,000. I've seen people that just do 800. There's so many ways that you can do it. Get on here, search YouTube, look at how other people are doing it and look at the similarities. When you see the similarities, lock that in. Because similarities means that way works. If you see all these people using compound, you see all these people using sandpaper, they're doing it for a reason because it works. Do your research, learn, and trust me, start advertising these headlight restorations. When you go to these, right, you do 500, 1,000, 200, 3,000. But trust me, some of these headlights that's not that bad, you could do 1,000 and start polishing. You can skip compound. You see what I'm saying? I've done 800 and start polishing. Trust me. And as time go on, like sometimes I go through all the steps. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I try. I say, okay, let me just try 1,000 and let me start polishing and see what it does. And it comes out great. Uh, Yeah, you don't have to go through the steps like that. You don't have to do 1,000, this, that. But it looks a whole like it looks a whole lot better when you do that. But when you start going into those high grits, like 3,000, 4,000, 2,000, they're not really removing anything. They're only just making it a little smoother. It's not really, you know. Exactly. You got to feel those headlights. You got to feel those headlights to see how you're going to approach it exactly. Because some headlights don't even have, like some of them, they say, I want to get my headlights restored. You go look at them. They're not that bad. You can see a few little speckles of cloudiness. Those are the ones you can just compound and polish. Or sometimes you can just polish. Or you could get a DA polish with a good throw on it, and you can put a wool pad on it, and you can polish it with no sanding or nothing. It just depends on how bad they are. Uh, if you stop at 1,000, it'll be full. It'll be smooth. Yeah. If you stop at 1,000, or you can start and stop at 1,000. It depends on how bad the headlight is. And but like I said, try different ways. There's Angel. There's nothing wrong with your method. There's nothing wrong with your method, but there are quicker ways. You can skip certain steps and get to the same results. I'm just letting you know that. But if that's what works for you, continue to do that. But I do encourage you guys to try different ways. That way you can make more money because you're doing them faster. Because I'm knocking them out in 20 minutes. And I guarantee you, if I put my headlight next to yours, next to anybody with any method, they're going to look the same. And I'm not saying my method is better. I'm just saying you could do your method, I could do my method, it'll be the same, pretty much. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the donations from everybody. Shouts out to the new wave. I will be starting a new group soon, uh, and I'll let you guys know on my next video. Yes, I do put a. I like to use. Sometimes I put a ceramic coating on it. Like if I have some left over, I'll put that on there, and it just make it last longer. But I'll catch you guys on the next one. I've been on here for 2 hours. All you new guys, if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media platforms. My Instagram is AA Professional Services. Just one word, AA Professional Services. My my Facebook is A&A Professional Services. I see you guys on the next one. Peace.